what Tommy sent to me to read to you guys, and then I'll let them present. He had another planning commission meeting tonight, so this is from, when I say I, this is referring to Tommy Lee in this email. It says, the submitted site plan meets the requirements as established by the Livingston zoning ordinance. If the department heads have no issues, then Mr. Rutherford, who also could not be here tonight, building, I can't even think. Codes enforcement officer, but yes. Mr. Rutherford and I recommend the site plan for approval, as the developer has plans to subdivide the property. The proposed division line is shown on the submitted site plan. I would request that the Planning Commission grant the power of administrative approval to Mr. Rutherford and myself, which is Tommy, when the plat is submitted, with the understanding that the plat must comply with the subdivision regulations and the zoning ordinance. Okay, if anybody needs to read this at the end, let me know.
And I will be one of the partners on this project. Me and Tom Sergio here, and then Dan Whitaker, he's on his way up here. He should be coming any minute. But we'll be the developers on this project. I will be the designer, the civil engineer, and the structural engineer on the project. What we're wanting to do is it's a 3-story, 80-unit hotel. We've got the property picked out. It's, I think, 4.3 acres. What we're wanting to do, can we get the property put up on the projector? I'd like to kind of explain what we're doing there if I can. Yeah, here we go. I'm just going to walk over here and kind of explain what we're doing here, if it's all right. So what we got here, this is Tom Davis Road. Here's our driveway entrance onto the site. You can see the parking around the building here. We've got a drive-under canopy here on the front. Again, it's a 3-story, 80-unit hotel. Another 88 parking up here on the side. The property line division that we're talking about doing is this right here. The entire project, 4.3 acres, encompasses this entire area here. We're wanting to subdivide right here that would separate hotel property from this down here. We don't know what we're going to do with this yet. We're thinking of maybe an event center or a convention center or something like that on this building. But right now we would like to solely focus on the hotel. And we've already signed a letter of intent with Choice Hotels to do this project. So, and they have given us a deadline, I think spring of next year, to have this thing done. So we're wanting to move fairly quickly on it. We've already started some of the the floor plan design for the building. That'll probably be finalized here in the next couple of weeks, because we got to get the project submitted to the state fire marshal for their review. We still got a lot of hurdles to get past before we get a permit for this job. So, but that's our plan. We did show a detention pond over here on the north end of the property. We're going to catch all the impervious area, storm water there before it releases off-site. This plan that I brought right here actually shows some of the proposed setback lines. When we subdivide the property, we're going to have to obviously put building setback lines on either side of the property line here. But what I did on that revised plan was to show that, so you can see that the setback lines do not interfere with the building, the setback of the building. So that's what's proposed. We haven't planted this off yet, but we've got, I think, 20-foot setback lines there, which is typical for a side setback.
The existing building that is in the lower portion, what is that existing building?
What is it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I think it's just a metal building there. It's been sitting for a while. Yeah.
What is the other square?
That is a asphalt paving. It just shows a little paved parking area. Yeah. Yeah. And then all the dash lines you see there are the contours. So as you can see up here because of the slope of the property, we've got several, I think we've got like 12 feet of elevation change from our parking lot up to the property line. So we've got a proposed retaining wall back here on the back. We're going to put into level the site.
I had a question about that, but that's how you address it.
Yes, sir.
Because your retention pond is not, unless it's really deep, it's probably not going to handle much in the way of runoff there.
That slope back there in the back, it looks steep, but we can get up to a 3-to-1 slope and still be able to mow it. So we're hoping to not have to have retaining walls due to cost. But if that's what it has to be, that's what it has to be, on that lower side. Obviously, the detention pond needs to be on the lower end of the property because that's gravity flows the water in that direction. So we're trying to catch it right there before we run it off the site. But you're right, it could be that we need retaining walls on the lower end too.
Were you aware of all the concerns that were identified in this letter? I guess this is something that Lori must have brought already. Because I know this is probably, well, it does look like it's to scale.
Yeah, it's to scale.
There's probably not 240 spaces there if you need, you need 80 spaces, excuse me.
Yeah, we've got 90 parking spots. Yeah, we looked at the number of units in the facility, which was 80, and I think it was one additional spot per each employee at the largest shift. So we've got that accounted for. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We have 18 months to get it started and a year to build it.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Okay. Yeah, did you hear that? We have 18 months to start the project and a year for construction, so. But we'd really like to get out of the ground this summer when the weather's good and get, at least get our site work done before the fall. That's kind of what we'd like to do.
Has any department head seen this yet?
No. No, this is our first stop.
Is it reasonable to assume we can approve contingent on the department head review and then move forward?
This is his first trip here.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I didn't see anything in the zoning code about screening or anything like that on the property boundaries. I know we got residential zoning to the, I guess, the west and to the north. But right now it's just, we just got grass and we got that retaining wall on the upper side there. So, but I know there's still a lot of review that has to happen, before we get final approval on it.
Is that vacant right there, that,
So, the side is proposed, it's vacant,
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yep.
it's residential property above that on the west.
Yeah, we've already talked about our retaining wall. We're going to have a fence or something up there for safety, since we've got a yard and a residence above that, so.
that road used to be rough,
Do what, Lord? Yes, we can approve the request on the contingency that they meet the applications, get it out. And then they have to come back.
I was another thing, Dan Whitaker that just walked in, he's the property owner. He'll be the lead developer for our team. And Tom here, he's going to be the general contractor. So the three of us kind of make up the development team.
You want me to repeat your motion?
I'll put the motion on the floor to proceed and approve with Walter's approval and all department heads' approval upon seeing this proposal.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Contingent upon their approval.
Yes.
I think that sounds great. I'll take it.
Okay, everybody understand the motion? All in favor, say aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Motion approved. You got to start.
Well, good. Well, thank you. I also want to say we really appreciate y'all getting together for us. I know this is kind of a special meeting here, and for y'all to take your time out to meet with us, we appreciate that. So we look forward to working with everyone here locally. So.
Property down there's been sitting on it for a long time.
Yeah, it's a good spot. Apparently, that's a hot spot for stuff happening right now. So.
I've often heard we needed a hotel or something here, so this is it.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
how close is that house behind it?
It's not within 100 feet. I'm not sure exactly. It's not right up on the property line by any means. I actually went by there on the way here and kind of scanned it over, but I honestly don't know exact distance.
If I was guessing, I'd say off the property line, probably 25 feet. Maybe 30, yeah. Well, you may have a shed right there too, so it's probably.
I think it's further than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably, it's maybe 50 feet.
Yeah.
Of course, I ought to work out when they talk to the property heads. That'd be all.
I was just wondering, I was looking at it, big there. I think go that way.
Yeah, I already talked to also the fire chief and made sure that he's got, the proper truck to fight the fire on a taller building like this and the water pressure and all that kind of thing. So we've kind of looked into those sort of things and the utilities that are on site. So it looks like it's a good site for us to do something on it. So
Okay, thank you. Good.
yeah, thank y'all. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Item number 5, consideration of final subdivision plot for the property located on Pine Lane, Sadler Division. And change it back to the other, please.
This is a portion of the Terry Sadler, Bledsoe, and David L. Sadler, the second property. It's located off of Pine Lane. The proposed lot is serviced by a 6-inch sewer line and a 1-inch water line. The property does have split zoning on it, and there's currently a storm shelter as well as a shed that have setback violations. Those are existing issues. We're not creating any issues, but otherwise it would conform to all other subdivision and zoning regulations.
Any questions? Discussion?
Has Tommy or Codes, have they weighed in on this one?
I didn't get anything on this.
Does Terry own all of this property?
I'll show you what he owns. The adjoining property owners, this is their boundary line down here. So Terry owns from this over, and then his property wraps around as well. It also extends out to the other road. So, yeah, he owns all the adjoining property around through here, that this is going to be touched by. And then the lead vetters own this section of it, down to the highway.
So all we're doing is dividing this one tract right here.
Yes. And this is currently a city street, again, somewhere down here. You can see how, you can see how they've been using this gravel drive just to wrap around, but this is the end of the city street here.
And you're gonna put foot on the property?
Right now, they're just cutting it out. There's an existing house on it.
So this will stay.
Well, this is the adjoining property. It will stay with the Sadlers, and this lot will have the ability to come in on the city street here, turn in and come out.
All you're doing is relocating the property line, right?
Yeah. We're splitting the one lot off.
Everything, measurements all right with it.
Everything on here is showing where the building setbacks are.
Okay.
You can see where the shed is over here next to the property line. This is a storm shelter here next to it. But yeah.
Any questions, discussion? Entertain a motion to approve this. Mark? CJ? Kathy Hills? Okay, all in favor of this motion, say aye, please. Aye. All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anything else needs to come before the planning commission tonight?